How's it going, everybody? It's Stas here. Hope you guys had a great weekend and are ready to get back into it. I for sure am. And in today's video, like we do every single Sunday, we're going to break down some stocks, some charts, my thoughts on the markets, the futures market, what happened last week in the markets, and of course, we're going to break down my game plan for this week. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon down below if you want my real-time buys, sells, call outs, morning update videos every trading day, plus more. All of that's on Patreon, link down below. And with that being said, let's get the party started, guys. So it's currently 7 p.m. on the East Coast. The futures market opened up about an hour ago, and we are trading slightly down. The S&P is down 0.1%. The NASDAQ futures are down almost 0.2%. And we have the Dow futures down about 0.1%. And to be honest, guys, this doesn't bother me at all, considering how great the markets have been performing. I mean, look, just on Friday, the Dow went up over 1%, the S&P went up 0.75%, and the NASDAQ 100 went up about 0.6%. And not even just on Friday, I mean, the past couple of trading days have been very strong. So the fact that we're seeing a little down move in the futures, which, mind you, these flip-flop overnight over time, the fact that we're moving down a little bit, I'm like, I don't give a crap. It doesn't matter to me, right? And when it comes to the overall S&P 500, looking here at SPY, which you guys should know is an ETF that tracks the S&P 500, for this upcoming week, I'm looking to see if we end up breaking above 446, right? This is such a critical spot. I've talked about it time and time again here on the YouTube channel, and that was resistance back in the end of September. You guys can see right by this 180 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which, mind you, we broke out of that in the past 2 days of trading, which is very bullish. So I feel like now there's only one big sticking point left between us at 445, the S&P 500 that is, and all-time highs, or at least a push towards all-time highs, and it's at 446. That's the last level of resistance, right? 446, maybe I guess you can say, to about 448. If we're able to break out of there into the 450s this week, maybe next week, who knows when it happens, but if we're able to do that, that's going to be very bullish overall. So I'm keeping an eye on that target, that overall area, that level, whatever you want to call it, on SPY for this week. And for QQQ, let's pop that up. This one's also starting to break out. You know, fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx it, but now that we're looking at this chart on the 4-hour, we're slowly breaking out of the 180 SMA. We're well above the highs from about 10 days ago where we double topped at 365. Now we're trading pretty much at 370. Not exactly. I mean, we're at 369 in terms of the aftermarket hours from Friday. And I'm telling you guys, if we break 370, which is where my alert is right now, I'm thinking this week we could go at least 375, which was that high point from the end of September, and it's right by this 180 moving average resistance on the 4-hour chart. And I guess you can say that is the next big sticking point, right? 375. If we're able to get out of there, this could be off to the races, kind of like with SPY. If it breaks 446 to 448, it could be off to the races. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Do you think we're going higher from here? Do you think the rally we saw the past couple of days is a trap? It's a bull trap? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and make sure to smash that good old like button if you guys are finding value in this video. And overall, if you guys find value in the videos, hit the like button. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm, and I do appreciate each and every one of you out there that follows the channel, watches the videos. I really do appreciate you guys. So, as we talked about yesterday in my Saturday video, where we briefly went over the calendar for the next coming weeks, we have a lot of earnings coming up, from big tech to more airlines. We have some chips, you know, semiconductors reporting. It's we got some electric vehicles, cough, cough, Tesla, right? They're reporting this week. A lot is going down. And with these companies, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them having a huge weighting on the overall markets, you guys got to pay attention, which again is why you got to subscribe to the channel, because I won't let you guys down. We're going to be talking about these stocks every single day and how the markets are reacting. So for this week on Tuesday, we have Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX. And this is one that I'm very excited about because it's been breaking out these past couple of weeks. Not only since Squid Game was a huge hit in the past, I guess you can say, I feel like Squid Game has been a hit in the past month, right? At least from what I was seeing. And I'm not sure when it debuted on Netflix. Maybe this show has been out for months on end. But in my opinion, from what I've been seeing and seeing on social media, friends, family watching the show, raving about it, it's really been a popping show, meaning it's been a great show. If you guys don't know what popping means, these past couple of weeks. So I'm very interested in seeing if this Netflix breakout continues into earnings and how these popular shows have been affecting Netflix's top line and how many new customers were added. This is huge, very big, because last quarter Netflix disappointed on new users, right? And this quarter, they might have crushed it, guys. No joke. So I think Netflix is one of the ones that I'm most excited about, not only this week, but for the next couple of weeks. Because if they smash these active new users out of the park in terms of new additions, it's going to be I think we're going to see a big move. And overall, on the 3-year chart, let me pop it up. Netflix went through a period, let me show you guys this, and you probably know this if you've been watching Netflix or you're an investor in the stock or you've been trading it. Netflix went through a period from the end of June in 2020, right, so over a year ago, of consolidation. It went through a period of consolidation from June 2020 all the way through August 2021. So about 14 months, Netflix was consolidating between 480 as support and resistance at about 580. So it was moving in this 100-point window. And just recently, with all the Squid Game talk, all of the talk around, I mean, it's mostly Squid Game, honestly, but a lot of these new shows are starting to ramp back up. I think this one called You is now back. You know, Ozark's a big hit. That's coming back soon, season 3. And by the way, that's a great show. A little side tangent. I love that show. It's my kind of show. I like the crime, the dealing of what in terms of the money laundering. That stuff is it gets to me. Not that I do that in real life, guys. Don't get it twisted. But when I watch it on Netflix, it's extremely entertaining. So we have a lot of these shows coming back and these new shows that are bringing new customers. And now Netflix stock is breaking out of this channel it's been in, like I said, for 14 months. So I want to see if this breakout continues, right? And maybe we start making a move towards the high 600s. But on the flip side, now that we're hanging on a thread by this 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart, if we break under, let's say 620, which is where that moving average is, we might fill the gap towards maybe 600, 595, 585, and that could be a potential buy the dip opportunity. So keep your eyes out on Netflix. I'm excited about it. I've been talking about it a lot these past couple of videos, so I hope I'm not boring you, but it's seriously a stock that I'm looking at, which is why I'm covering it in this video. Tesla is number 2, right? They report earnings this week on Wednesday, and this stock has been going ballistic. And not to toot my own horn, but we did call this out when it was trading within this ascending triangle in the end of September, heading into the beginning towards the middle of October. You guys can see it was uptrending for months. That's obvious, right? It's been uptrending since May, and since the end of September, it was finding a bit of resistance at 800, right? We can see we tested it many times. We got rejected at 800, but we weren't getting, we weren't letting go of the uptrend. We were still making higher lows and squeezing into that triangle. And I told you guys, look, if Tesla breaks 800, we're going to see a pop. And now we're at 840. a couple days later, right? And this is a stock that I own. I'm sure about 80% of you out there watching own the stock as well. And they reported delivery numbers recently of about 240,000. If I'm remembering correctly, maybe it was like 242. Anyway, it was right around 240,000. And we know that this year, the kind of, I don't want to say it's a stretch, a far-fetched goal, but one of the goals for Tesla was to deliver about 1 million vehicles, right? And we'll see with this earnings report, we're not going to focus too much on, well, yeah, obviously, we're going to focus on the EPS, revenue, all that good stuff, but I want to see guidance, what is going to be said when it comes to that goal, the million vehicles delivered, full self-driving, the batteries, all this stuff. I want to see what the heck is going on, right? That is kind of what I tune into. And Tesla, as you all know, is one of the most volatile stocks out there when it comes to earnings. And I don't expect this report to be any different. And with that being said, the stock's a bit overbought right now. I got to keep it honest with you all. It's a bit overbought. So I wouldn't necessarily rush into it. I think with hindsight, now that we're looking back, the time to have bought it was when it broke the ascending triangle at about 800, 805. Now that we're at 850, I just realized this closed at 843 on Friday, and now it went up to 849, so it went up another $6 after hours. Now that we're pretty extended, I would wait and see if this thing could maybe pull back towards 805, towards 810, towards that 50 moving average, which it has pulled back to many times in the past. I want to see if it pulls back there and maybe test the uptrend. So watch out for Tesla this week. And let's be honest, when it comes to this week, Tesla, Netflix, for me at least, are the most exciting. There's no doubt about it. And there are some more which we're going to talk about throughout the rest of this video, so stick throughout and make sure, again, to hit that like button. Number 3 we have is Snapchat. We covered this a little bit in my video yesterday on Saturday. They report on Thursday, and you guys can see this one is in a triangle. Hands down. You can see that on the 4-hour chart. We've been making higher lows since the beginning towards the middle of May, and ever since the middle towards the end of July, we've seen a sticking point at $80 other than that one-off pop to $83. So I'm looking at this triangle on Snapchat. I want to see if we break out of it, whether it's this week, next week. I have a feeling, though, it could be this week, as Snapchat, at least based on the past earnings report, went completely ballistic to the upside. You guys can see this went from $62 to about $80 in a day or two. So if we see anything similar to that, which I'm not banking on, by the way, because I'm not gambling on the earnings, I'm not buying before and praying that it goes up after, but let's say we do get a break above 80. The earnings report comes out, we see EPS, guidance, revenue, all that good stuff. Maybe we could play the breakout if it actually happens. And let me clear that up a bit. Let me give you some clarity. Me personally, I don't gamble on earnings, meaning I'm not going to buy Snapchat and hope it rips after earnings, right? I'm not going to buy before. But let's say I wait until they report, we start getting some positive price action, and I see the breakout, then I could play it, right? That's it's way less of a gamble because I'm waiting to see if the move actually plays out, and then I could take part of it. But let's say if I were in before the earnings report and the stock tanked, I would be stuck holding a bag, right? Where if I waited until after and the stock tanked, I wouldn't buy it, if that makes any sense, right? Because this is one that I really want to buy the breakout on if it starts breaking 80. So I'm going to put my alert for Snapchat at $80 per share. Let's do that here. Create alert. Mark is at or above $80. So stock number 4 is Intel. Intel is down a lot. We've talked about this before. It was at $68 back in April. Now it's at $54, so it's in a bear market. It's down about $21 per share. And let's be honest, it's found some pretty decent support in the past couple months, ever since the end of July. It's held 52, 54. Now it's pushing mid-50s. If I pop up the yearly chart, you guys can see the support. If I pop up the 3-year chart, we're consolidating right above the 180 moving average, which has been support in the past couple of years. So I really want to see if Intel here could start, making a move past $55, considering each time we did pop, at least in the past couple of weeks, to 55, we got rejected there. So if we start making a move out of 55, now we're talking we could start maybe pushing up towards the highs from June, July, a little bit in August. Not really in August. It was mostly June, July where we hit, and a little bit in May where we hit 57 to 58, 59 bucks, right? So 55 breaks. I'm thinking we're going to go high 50s. And if 58 breaks, we're probably going to start pushing 60s again, right? So I'm going to put 2 alerts here, one at 55, one at 58. We'll watch what it does there. And Chipotle Mexican Grill, which I have a love-hate relationship right now with, considering they're closing a lot of locations around my area. The labor shortage is hitting them hardcore right now. And same with the supply chain shortage. At least I'm speculating a bit, because I drove by a Chipotle that, where was this? It was like 20 miles away from where I live, not in the local area. Because, again, they closed down the 3 that were in my local area, and there's a huge labor shortage here. But I drove by one that was actually open, and they're low on brisket. Or they said they're not serving brisket. They're not serving, what else were they not serving? What's the vegetarian thing called? Oh, my God, it's escaping my mind right now. What's that called? It's like the boingy stuff. I don't really like that. I'll be honest with you guys. What's it called? Tofu. That's what it is. They're not serving tofu. I'm like, what the heck? Isn't tofu around? But anyway, it's weird what's going on right now with Chipotle. And I've asked a lot of you out there that live in different states. I think somebody commented they live in like Montana. Someone else lives down south in Florida or something, and they're saying Chipotle is shutting down. They don't have this ingredient, that ingredient. So I think this is a nationwide problem, and I want to see what the CEO has to say about it, even if he mentions it. I don't know if he's going to mention it, but I want to see what the heck's going on, and hopefully we get a big gap down on the stock, because I would be a buyer as a trade if this were to get to the 1500s, which you might be saying, Stas, you're crazy. The stock's 1800 now. But I'm telling you, if we do get a report that is pretty bad, which could happen, this could easily go to 1500, which would be the down gap that we see here on the 3-year. Actually, this is the yearly chart. It would put it right by that double top high from the beginning of the year. That should act as support. It would put it right by the 180 moving average. So I think if Chipotle makes that move down, I think I'm going to be a buyer. Maybe not a huge amount of shares, but I'd buy a couple shares and hold on to it from there, because ultimately I think Chipotle, once they figure their crap out, and it's not just Chipotle. I'm not just bagging on them. Well, maybe a little bit, but a lot of companies are going through it right now. So yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to buy it, because I know Chipotle is a great company. I've been a customer for years. I've studied the business for years. They're a great company, but they're just in a pickle right now. Let's be honest. They are in a pickle right now. Southwest is another one. Great company, probably the best airline when it comes to financials, but a lot of the employees they're going through it right now. They're going on strike. They're walking out. A lot of flights are getting canceled. A lot of crazy stuff's going on in the world right now, guys. And the airlines, they're feeling it, especially Southwest. And this one's currently down. It went down about 2% on Friday, and it's down about 11% in just the past week. This stock was, more like 2 weeks. It was $56 in the beginning of this month. Now it's 50, about to fall under into the 40s. So I want to see if we do get some sort of rebound on Southwest with them reporting earnings on Thursday. And I don't think I mentioned, but Chipotle reports earnings on Thursday as well. So I want to see if we get something. I want to see if we get something, more clarity with the earnings reports. And that's what you notice, guys. Not just the earnings report, but the earnings call. If you guys really want to get more into investing, hands-on, which I'm assuming you guys do if you're watching this channel, because let's be honest, the passive investor is probably not watching my videos. So if you're watching my videos or any other YouTubers' videos, you want to be more hands-on and you want to pick your stocks, you want to get more into the nitty-gritty, you got to listen to the earnings calls. And it's obviously not possible to listen to all the earnings calls, but listen to a couple, and you don't have to listen to them the day that they report, but hey, listen to it the day after that, get your grasp on what's going on and what the management team is talking about. And the last one for today is IBM, International Business Machines. And this is a stock that I'm not in love with for the long term, but I would love to maybe swing trade it because overall the trend is looking pretty dang good. We're above both moving averages. We're seeing a golden cross on the 4-hour chart, and we broke out recently at the end of September, early October. We broke out of the downwards channel that we were in from the beginning of June, pretty much all throughout the end of September, early October. So the fact that we're breaking out now, great sign. And I want to see if we take out, this is actually very critical, guys. Do we take out the highs from earlier in October at about $145? Because you guys can see we rallied straight from 133 to 145. We got rejected there, pulled back to about 140. Now we're pushing up to retest 145. We got to break out of there, and that is where I think we could get the next leg up. Heck, maybe back to 150, 152 bucks. That is extremely possible. So yeah, this is a gap that I'm looking at, and I'm going to show you all what I mean with the oval tool. You can see it right there. And I'm going to set an alert at 145, maybe 145.50, and we'll watch it from there. So overall, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm very excited for this week. It makes what I do way more fun. Not only just the videos, the content, the Patreon content, everything I'm doing, it makes it more fun during earnings season, but also with my actual trading, because at the end of the day, guys, that is where I make most of my money, from trading stocks, long-term investments, options. I've been getting back into selling calls recently against my long-term positions and my swings. That's where I make most of my money. So when we're seeing earnings, there's increased volatility, and you make more money from selling options, trading. It's just very fun. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and feel free to check out my Patreon if you want all my real-time buys, sells, call-outs, morning update videos, everything I'm doing in real time, options, long-term stuff, short-term trading. I'm posting all that on Patreon, so check it out. Link down below. And while you're in the description box, get your 2 free stocks from Webull. Those are valued up to $1,600, and get your $30 from M1 Finance. All you have to do is deposit $100 into both of those platforms, and we each get some money. It's that simple. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching again. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out.